What's going on, y'all? If you're looking at this video, that means that you are interested in SpeakerMeet. You're on my list, or you're somebody, maybe you're just scrolling on social media and you happen to be seeing this. But if you're somebody that wants to get paid to speak, then SpeakerMeet is the place that you want to go. It's the place that you want to be. And in this short video, I'm just going to be going through three parts about why SpeakerMeet or how SpeakerMeet is different and the type of people that we want to work with. Now, first and foremost, I want to use this analogy, then I'm going to go a little deeper inside of the Google document. Speaking is a performative type of income opportunity. You have to perform, whether you believe it or not. You have to be on a stage. You have to express and articulate ideas that are inside of your brain and make it clear to the people that are in the audience, that are in the arena, or wherever you are. So when you have that type of component to any type of income opportunity, there are a lot of people that flock to that income opportunity. And I tell people, I am not an acting coach. I am the person that is going to say, hey, you got some talent? You got some talent? Cool. I'm about to go over here and I'm about to meet with the director from this place, the executive producer from this place and that place, and we're going to have a meeting. You can come if you pay me. I'll let you in the meeting, and then you can pitch yourself. That's what I do. So if you're somebody that is thinking to yourself, oh, well, I don't know if I am confident enough to tell my story, SpeakerMeet is probably not for you. If you're somebody that's thinking, if you're still working through the confidence to share your ideas or meet people or whatnot, it's probably not for you. There's a lot of information that I offer for free. And if you happen to come across my stuff and you say, well, Odell, I'm not ready for it, or I can't afford it, cool. I got a lot of free stuff that you can go with. And if you want some speaker coaching or AKA acting coaching, I've got some great people that I'm partnered with that I can refer you to. But I am the person that's going to help you meet the people that can pay you to speak. So let's dive into the document here. Part one. And this is for people, if you're wondering, if you're thinking, if you don't believe this, paid speaking probably isn't for you, and SpeakerMeet definitely is for you. Let's reveal what is. So if you don't believe that connections are the most critical factor to becoming a highly paid speaker, this program isn't for you. Some people still think that it's something else. They still think that it's their website, or they think it's a video, or they think it's some kind of magic button, some sort of mystical group of words that they can quote like a spell book, and then voila, it's connections. If you don't believe that it's connections, I'm probably not the dude for you, because every single thing that you ask me is going to lead back to the connections. Let's go back to the Hollywood example. There are people that you know that aren't amazing actors that still get paid very, very well. Why? Because of their connections. There's some shows, and I'm not going to name the shows, but there's some shows that I really like. And then I wonder, why is that actor there? Then I do some research and find out that their dad or their stepdad is the executive producer. Connections are the thing that's going to get you paid. Most Hollywood blockbuster films, they're created with an actor in mind. And if that actor can't do it or doesn't want to do it, then they find another actor that's kind of like them, and so on and so forth. They usually don't audition for big roles. So with highly paid speaking engagements, you got to meet the people. If you don't meet the people, you probably won't get the big roles. Or if they don't get referred to you, all that good stuff. Let's go to the next part. Paid speaking, they got to know, like, and trust you, or get referred by somebody that they know, like, and trust. It goes back to the connections. If you don't believe this, we're probably not going to work well together. Because if you think that it has to do with you and your magic formula, your amazing story, or your acumen or your expertise, that's a component. That's a component. But that's not the big thing. Connections are not optional. They're the foundation. If you don't believe this, SpeakerMeet isn't for you. So part number 2, the investment. If you don't believe that you should invest, not for you. Because I go back to the whole, I'm not the acting coach. I'm the person that's going to put you in the room. You got to pay to get in the room. And if you don't pay me, then you probably have to pay to go to a trade show, pay to go to a conference, pay to go where the decision makers are gathered. Let's talk about what that investment would look like. So if you go to a conference, you got to travel to get there. More than likely, that's $500 to $1,500. Flights, hotels, meals, the ticket to actually get in, depending on which one you go to, the pass. Then you got, if you get a vendor table, you got to have the marketing materials, the banners, the brochures, all this stuff. Then if you decide that you want to advertise in the conference booklet because you want more people to see you, you got all these things. If you look here, we just go by the minimum, $500, $1,000, $1,500, $500, $1,000. Then the time. If you've never been to those conferences, or if you've been, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You got to go there, get there maybe a day or so early so you can set up everything, make sure that everything's all good. Then you got to wait for them to finish doing the pomp and circumstance that they're doing all over here. Then you got to hope that the right people are going to come to your table. Then you got to hope that you can say the right thing to get their attention with all the other people around you. And then you got to do it again. And then you got to capture the information by some mechanism. There's all these different things that you have to do. And this is how I grew my business. This is how I know that. And if you don't do it this way, it's going to be really difficult for you to meet people, especially in this here internet world. So that's easily a $5,000 to $10,000 investment per event. Here's the kicker. You have no guarantees that you'll even meet the right people or have meaningful conversations. Ask people, and maybe you're one of those people. You've gone to those conferences. How many meaningful conversations did you have with people that actually remembered you? Because there's so much going on. See, SpeakerMeet eliminates the guesswork. You don't have to worry about that with SpeakerMeet. We connect you directly to decision makers in virtual environments and in person, depending on when you come aboard. And it saves you time, money, and effort. And you don't just have to worry about showing up and I hope. It's like, nah, it's going to be 10 people on this month. These are the people. They're going to talk to you. You're going to be able to meet them. You're going to be able to pitch yourself. It's about intentional, results-driven connections. Let's go to the last point. 4 C's method. So I'm not somebody that, and maybe I should be better at this, at hiding what I do. I don't hide what I do. I just do it. It's kind of like that NFL team. If you know they're going to run the ball, it works. So the 4C method, let's go over the first C, connections. Everything starts with relationships. I market to people that have either hired me before or almost hired me or I've met. And I say, hey, let's come on a Zoom call. Let's talk about what y'all are going through. Let's do this, do that. Make the connections. And then once we're in the Zoom together, I can say, oh, look, this is Stan. Oh, look, this is Chris. This is India. This is Jasmine. This is Kaylin. These are my people. Y'all talk. Connections, because you have to be connected if you want to get a contract. Let's go to the next C. Then once you're connected, you got to have some content. Once you've made the connection, you need to demonstrate your expertise, your thought leadership through content. We help you do this through interviews because, as you all, if you follow me, fourth wall content is the best content you can to convert. So our higher level SpeakerMeet participants and students, they get interviewed in front of the people. So you get that dynamic. And also it'll show you as a go-to authority because the longer you talk, people know what you're full of. Let's go through the last 2 because they are intimately connected. Conversations. So after you meet with the people, after you get the right content, you learn that, you create conversations. It's so much easier with SpeakerMeet because it's through meaningful dialogue. If I'm talking and I'm saying, hey, Chris does that or Stan does that or they do that, y'all should talk. Y'all should have a conversation. Then you hop on an individual Zoom with them on your own time, and then you figure it out. If it works, that conversation will lead to the contract or the opportunity. That's what SpeakerMeet does. We just do that on a loop every single month. And then in between, if you have questions, you ask questions. If you don't have questions, just go about doing what you're doing or create the same thing over and over again. I hope that makes sense. If you're serious about becoming a highly paid speaker, you need a process that prioritizes connections and positions you for success. That's what SpeakerMeet delivers. We don't go through a whole bunch of stuff that you don't need. One thing, and I'll say this in around this video, you can click the link or you can book a call or send me a DM to get the link to book a call. But so many people come in, Odell, I need my signature keynote. Odell, I need my signature keynote. Odell, I need my signature keynote. How do you know anybody's going to buy it? You don't. Don't create something that you don't know people might buy or not. Talk to the people that are actually buying stuff and say, what would be helpful? What do you want to see? Then they tell you, then we go write it. Does that make sense? That's one of the things that SpeakerMeet does. So go ahead around this video somewhere. Make sure that you join us for our next cohort, and I'll see you on the other side of the screen. Take care.